make sure it's kosher. Lean on me like Bill Withers until you smell the roses.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber die trying. You see the thumbnail, man. Oppression disguised as freedom. So it was a short telling a story. I've heard the story before. There's a white guy said, back in Jim Crow time, talking to an older black guy. And the white guy was explaining to the older black guy how times have changed and, his people are not really racist because we gave you the right to vote and we gave you freedom and we gave you, the ability, we gave you, you could buy property now, you can live somewhere now. And the old black man laughed at him and said condescendingly, man, you still got the disease, huh? And he was like, what? And he said, listen, you can't give me freedom. You can't give me the right to vote. Like you can't give me things that God. You can't give me freedom of speech. You can't give me things that I was already given as a human being by birth from God. But what you can do is deprive me of the things that God gave me from birth for being a human being. So basically, as long as you believe you're giving me something that's inherent to being born a human being, all you're really doing is giving yourself a pat on the back for not depriving me as much as you previously did. So, when you think about freedom and think about the hypocrisy of America, that's one of the major pillars of it. Like, this idea that we go to war, we fight for your freedoms. Who freedom? Like, no. You're not fighting for America's freedoms going abroad and bombing people and invading people's homelands and taking people's resources. That has nothing to do with freedom. And, people like to talk about power and the power dynamic between people. And that, perverted power dynamic is prevalent everywhere. You have people who are in positions of quote-unquote power in all forms of, politics, economics, medicine, education, you know, science, art, whatever it is. And to be in that position and maintain that position, they're not trying to push these things forward for humanity. They're trying to stifle people who really might be better than them because they want to hold on to their quote-unquote power position. So the overseeing of excellence, of greatness, is pretty much just oppression. Like in America, we like an underdog story. Somebody who, maybe came from humble beginnings or went through a lot of adversity. But what we don't add, what we just gloss over is the amount of adversity this person had to overcome. The vast majority of it was really people trying to sabotage their life. You have to overcome your teachers trying to sabotage your life, or, other adults as a child trying to sabotage your life, to becoming a young adult. And if you make it to certain places, let's just say the gatekeepers of whatever direction you want to go in, they're in positions and they want to sabotage your life. And at the same time that they're trying to sabotage a person who has to deal with a high level of adversity's life, they give somebody an easy pass. And that person might not be as gifted, as talented, as hardworking, as deserving, right? So the issue, that you wind up having is, we say you have freedom to do a lot of things, But one of the freedoms that we ignore is you have the freedom to oppress people. You have the freedom to sabotage people. You have the freedom to deny people. You have the freedom to network to make sure people don't succeed. That did nothing to you. There is no revenge. There is no offense. There is no slight. There is no evil misdeeds that you're in a position of power and um, you can bring down a hand of justice that wasn't brought down at a previous occasion. No, it's just I can crush you. I think so. When you think about it in an American sense, that's the crux of the freedoms of America. Because freedom ain't free here. And even if you get to a point where you have the money to pay to feel a little bit more free, then at the same time, when you go places to use your money to access, the life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, you have people in their egos trying to block that. So what did you have the money? So what that you have, the business? So much you have resources. So what you have a good, you're going a good direction. So what that is legal? So what that is intelligent? So what that is that the society needs it? That's not the point. Is you're not supposed to have it. And if you work from the bottom to get to the top, you can still be detoured and sabotaged by people who are far lower than you on the totem pole because of their own insecurities. So when we think about the freedom of America, we don't really talk about, we really have the freedom to oppress people. Well, I don't have the freedom to oppress people, but you know what I'm saying. Like, white America has the freedom to oppress everybody else. And that's the bulk of their freedom, And when you think about it, when I think about it, you normally don't see backlash or a disdain for people until they are non-white, black recipients of what the ideal American dream is. Then they're doing too much. We're losing the country. When were the good old days we could put them in their place? Let them know, even if they worked for it and earned it, that, they can't be successful. You can't have more than old Jim Ball. I don't care that y'all work me. I don't care that you're smarter than me. I don't care that you pulled yourself up by your bootstraps. America isn't America if I can't sabotage the Negroes. So, that video made me think about that. So tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.